Hello everybody, welcome to episode 16 of Shonen Shorts, where today I'll be going over the May 24th issue of Weekly Shonen Jump. Now this week, I ended up reading Under Doctor Chapter 17 and Alien Headbutt Chapter 15. So Under Doctor Chapter 17, it is following this character by the name of Hana Oda. Now Hana Oda is a singer and a part-time job worker because she is from a family which is quite financially unwell because her father left her at a very young age, so her mother has to take a lot of action into her hands to just help pay the bills and all that. She works at a hostess bar, and she works immense hours. But so we see that Hannah is trying to like knock in by singing and making money off that, and also working a part-time job. So we see as she's playing in a park, and then she's like, "Yeah, I gotta go do this interview for the part-time job." Then her and her mother have a bit of a brief interaction, and ultimately then we see as Hannah once more going out playing all of that, but she ends up commenting on how her throat is hurting prior to this. And ultimately, during this, we end up seeing as Haji actually walks up to her, or someone in this like cloaked visage. I already spoiled it, but yeah, it's Haji. And he comes up and he's like, "Yo, I really enjoy your music. I listen to it when I'm jogging a lot, and you need to go to the doctor." And she's like, "What?" And he's like, your throat was hurting recently," because he learned from her voice that she in fact had something wrong with her throat. But she's like, nothing's really wrong with it. Then he's like, "You've already went to the doctor for it, haven't you?" And she was like, "Yeah, I have already went to the doctor for it." And it's revealed that she, in fact, has stage 3 advanced glottic cancer, which is throat cancer, essentially. And he's like, you need to get that checked out. You need to get it solved. And she's like, "I don't have the money for it right now. I don't want to be a burden on my mother." So she's going home, and she kind of breaks down because of this, and she's crying and all that. And we also saw previously in the doctor scene how he mentioned that if they did not operate it at the moment, then it would just advance and get worse. And if they operated on the moment, they would have to probably remove her larynx and her ability to sing well. But yeah, so we see this, and ultimately she breaks down, and she's crying around her mom, and her mom ultimately learns that she in fact has this glottic cancer, and she ends up rushing to the doctor, and she's like, "I'll give you any money, I just need her to live, I just need her to live and continue to enjoy her life." And the doctor's ultimately like, "It's not a problem with money right now, it's already advanced to a degree that I'm not going to be able to do well with it." But ultimately we see as Hannah is able to actually get into the doctors and surgery, where ultimately we see as Haji is called in by the director, and he ends up coming in and performing Hannah's throat surgery, where ultimately he is able to spare her larynx, and she is able to sing within, I believe it was two months or 2 weeks. And she gets back out there, and ultimately she's able to fulfill the one agreement that she made with Haji for doing this treatment as his form of payment, which was to sing again. And we see as she goes along singing. That's really the end of the chapter. Now, Alien Headbutt Chapter 15, it is a action-packed chapter. We see as Volgano is, chilling in the, I believe it's Mukurojima volcano. He's just chilling there watching pro wrestling, and we ultimately see as Ugo pulls up. Now, Ugo, obviously, he has his full Gil Bill suit on, and they get to talking briefly, and ultimately he's like, "You know what, I wanted my all-out fight, you saw all of this, and I surrounded us in these little, like, pods of people, little like alien pods to develop like the perfect alien." And he brought Uga's family there and all in their pods to watch this. So I guess kind of Uga would have less of an incentive to go crazy style, but still Volgano is wanting his entire power from him because he's wanting a death match. And we see as Volgano ends up going against Uga right at first with his blade and all of that, and he gets the crap beat of him. Oh, Uga does. And so ultimately Volgano like throws away his blade, and he's like, I ain't doing this no more. I ain't messing with this. So then we see as he ends up beating up on Uga a little bit more, and then he takes his like final form, I presume. He gets like beefed up, and it's a really cool looking form. Like I don't know if it'll be the thumbnail, but it was one of the options originally because it looks sick. But yeah, ultimately he ends up pulling this out, and then he puts more of a beat down on Uga, and he's going crazy style. And from this, we then see is he kind of beats Uga to his last like leg, and then we see as he's talking, he's like, "You know what? I believe you are. I've wanted a full deathmatch from this, and it just isn't satisfying. So I'm going to kill your family to get you to actually do this, because your family has made you weak, and therefore, if I eradicate them, then you will get strong and face me with the wrath that I know you have the ability to do so." And then we see as Uga actually snaps back, he's able to land some pretty good hits on Volgano, and he ends up standing over, and he's like, "My family is in fact not what makes me weak. My family makes me powerful and strong, and they are the reason why I can get up every single time, and my family is the reason why I can keep fighting." And that's actually where the chapter ends content-wise, but I'm worried because I believe Alien Headbutt did get canceled. So it has probably a couple more chapters until the end of it, which really sucks because, like, I don't know how Under Doctor hasn't got canceled yet, because, like, Under Doctor, it's good. Like, the, the Maximilian Carter arc was really good, but we've been in, like, this purgatory right now where we're not getting, like, more story. We're just getting kind of little side Monster of the Week little adventures, essentially. I don't even know it's not Monster of the Week. Well, Alien Headbutt has this really good story for it going right now. Also, I forgot to mention about Alien Headbutt. Bogano mentions about how he has this power to change and transform because he is a nobility among the aliens. And that's why the Centaur dude could transform like he did as well, because he was a nobility figure. But Volgano's like very high nobility. But yeah, back to that concept I was talking about. I don't know how it's got. Underdoctor hasn't got canceled, but Alien Headbutt hasn't, because Alien Headbutt's starting to really get into its strides now. So it's tragic to see that it's gotten canceled. But I believe it can be finished in a reasonable manner. Like, I don't believe it'll be feeling rushed like crap, Usher of the Flame, or Gone on Egg. So I'm ready to see how it concludes, because it will be concluding soon. But I believe it will be able to do so in a relatively good manner. Because I mean, all the stuff is pretty closed up. Like, we're not gonna get to see the Tatsumi and Mei fight against the other aliens, which kind of sucks. But we may. I don't know. But yeah, that's all there really was for episode 16 of Shonen Shorts, and that's all there really was for the May 24th issue of Weekly Shonen Jump. So thank you very much for watching.